Let's start with the mystery. The year 2009 marked Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday, and the US Mint wanted to honor that milestone with something special. They released not one, but 4 different designs on the back of the Lincoln penny. Collectors rushed to grab them, but buried among those ordinary rolls of pennies, a few slipped through the cracks that were anything but ordinary. No mark, no explanation, just a subtle difference hiding $1 million secret. Now, here's the kicker. These 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln pennies weren't supposed to exist in the way they do. Normally, pennies made in Philadelphia don't carry a mint mark at all. But something about this batch was different. Some were struck on the wrong type of metal. Some had strange luster, or a slightly off-center strike. And a few of them were minted with microscopic die errors that even experts didn't catch until years later. It's like the mint accidentally created a golden ticket and just tossed it into circulation. Picture this. A guy in Ohio once bought a cup of coffee, paid with change, and one of those pennies was in his hand for maybe 3 seconds before he dropped it in the tip jar. Months later, that same cafe owner dumped her coins into a coin machine, and that penny went back into the system. It disappeared again. Imagine the irony. A coin worth over $1 million traded away for a cup of coffee. Now, before we get too far into the legend, let's talk about what you should be looking for. If you've got a 2009 penny, flip it over and look closely. First, check the back. Is it one of the 4 designs? The log cabin, the young Lincoln reading on a log, the Illinois state capitol, or the half-built US Capitol dome? All 4 designs are worth checking. But here's the secret. The ones that send collectors into a frenzy are the ones missing that tiny mint mark under the date, or those struck on rare bronze planchets instead of the usual zinc-coated steel. If your 2009 penny looks more reddish-brown than shiny copper and feels slightly heavier in your hand, your heart should skip a beat. That's the telltale sign of a bronze strike, and that's where the $1 million magic begins. Now imagine how that happens. Somewhere deep in the mint, an old bronze planchet from the pre-1982 era accidentally gets mixed in with modern blanks. A press operator doesn't notice. The machine stamps Lincoln's face, and suddenly a penny from another time is born, wearing the 2009 date, but carrying the heart of an older era. That's what makes these coins so special. They're accidents of history. One tiny mistake that turned an ordinary cent into a treasure worth more than most people's homes. Collectors have gone wild hunting for these. There are whispers in coin circles about people finding them in pocket change, in old jars, even in rolls from banks that hadn't been opened since 2009. Some of these pennies have fetched over $1 million in private sales because of their perfect condition, rare errors, and those missing marks that make them one of a kind. Every few months, another story surfaces. A retiree cleaning out his desk finds a penny with an odd shine and decides to take it to a local coin shop. The dealer goes pale. He looks at it under magnification, checks the weight, and then quietly says, "You might want to sit down." That's how $1 million discoveries always begin, with disbelief. But what really makes this story so powerful isn't just the money. It's the idea that something so small and overlooked could carry unimaginable value. We walk past miracles every day. In our pockets, our drawers, our change jars. That's the part that gives this story its magic. A 2009 penny that looks like any other, except it holds the power to change someone's life forever. Now, let's reset for a second. Go grab your change jar. Seriously, think about how many pennies you've ignored over the years. They're dusty, dull, and seemingly worthless. But every once in a while, one of them breaks all the rules. One of them carries a secret, and that's what this 2009 no-mint mark penny represents. The ultimate reminder that hidden treasures still exist in plain sight. Let's get back to what sets these $1 million pennies apart. Weight is key. A normal 2009 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. The Bronze Era versions weigh closer to 3.1 grams. That's a small difference, but it's massive in the coin world. That's how collectors confirm they've got something extraordinary, by putting it on a simple digital scale. Next, the color. Zinc pennies tend to have that shiny reddish-orange tone, while bronze coins look deeper, like aged copper, rich and warm. If yours has that older look, it's worth a closer inspection. And if you spot even the slightest minting flaw, doubling on Lincoln's eye, a faint crack through the design, or a missing mint mark that looks perfectly struck, you could be staring at something worth a fortune. You might think this all sounds too good to be true, but the truth is, coin collecting is full of these stories. Every major auction seems to have a surprise penny that turns the world upside down. And when one of these 2009 no-mint mark coins crossed the $1 million mark, it changed how collectors look at modern coins forever. It's not just about the past anymore. It's about what's hiding in plain sight right now. Because somewhere out there, someone's sitting on a life-changing coin without realizing it. Maybe it's in a shoebox. Maybe it's taped to a kid's old-school project. Maybe it's at the bottom of a junk drawer filled with batteries and paper clips. The stories all sound the same. Disbelief, discovery, and a rush of adrenaline that comes when you realize you've been holding a fortune for years. Think about it. 1 cent that most people would walk right past on the sidewalk could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, or send your grandkids to college. That's not just luck. That's history meeting opportunity. The 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is a symbol of how tiny mistakes can create extraordinary outcomes. A minting accident that slipped through unnoticed. A quiet reminder that value is sometimes invisible until you look closely. So tonight, when you get home, pull out those jars of change. Look at each penny carefully, because in a world obsessed with chasing the next big thing, the biggest treasure might already be sitting right under your nose. Every penny tells a story, but some hold the power to change lives. Don't let history slip through your fingers. Subscribe to Numismatic Coins World for more incredible stories about rare coins and hidden treasures waiting to be found.